Welcome, my name is Adriane Hartigan-von Strauch, love coach and quantum intimacy expert. I want to raise a very, very specific theme today because I made a slight adjustment in my coaching practice to really focus on a particular group of people, like we all create our niches. I think one thing crystallized itself out over the last, let's say, 3 to 5 years is that I'm approached quite frequently by male singles above 55, going into their 60s, mid 60s almost, with very specific personal issues or personal ideas about what they want to create in their life, but simply have not the person to crystallize it out and to get clear about the pathway of how to create them. Now, I can happily confirm that I helped various males from different backgrounds, even from very high profile backgrounds, in making extremely sound, valuable life decisions that they wouldn't have been able to do without the reference or the reflecting back with a coach of my, level. So what I'm wanting to offer is really a reflection of why men above 55 have to be super, super careful in their choices and also even more refined in their execution of steps, their plan, and fulfill in their lives. So you might belong to a group of men who have been just divorced a few years ago. You saw yourself being very excited and creating affairs and short-term relationships with women who are potentially much younger than you, and suddenly you realize it's not fulfilling you. Or you might have had recently a diagnosis of a rather sincere kind, something that is really changing your life from a perspective of needing to take care or having treatment or being involved in some process that actually would require you being in a family or in a personal environment where your needs are met. And certainly another element is the money side and the business. I feel very often money, health, and personal relationship in the life of men above 50, 55 who have made a decision earlier on or while they came into their 50s to divorce themselves from their first or second families and wives, that it can be incredibly challenging and very, very hard to recreate a life that is really, really substantially meaningful. So I want to voice a process I offer to you. And if you belong to this wonderful mature age group with the potential to utilize all your life experience and all your, financial resources, and particularly your knowledge, your wisdom, you apply in professional jobs or in being a creative or an entrepreneur or a politician or an actor. I don't know what it is you're doing in life, but it's certainly a wonderful way to see, where the resources already exist as really, really working. And maybe where the resources that have been really, really there over the years, but seem to decline or, dilute themselves, need some healing, transformation, and some recreation of new value. So I have a wonderful process I usually do at the beginning of coaching. There are the Mars-Venus forms we're using, which, assessments forms as Mars-Venus coaches, created by John Gray and his coaching team as a foundation for finding out more about you. But then there is another process my love coach practice is offering since many, many years. And it's a piece of paper with a donut, a circle. I call it the love donut and the love coach donut. And it really describes that in order to not have the inner world of a donut empty, but filled with love and intimacy, we very, very carefully need to assess 7 areas of our personal and our professional lives. So we are starting with health. We are going to personal relationships, which includes friends and family. Then we are looking at professional relationships. We are looking at financial and wealth related questions. We are talking about career questions and what you're choosing for your own personal development. And then we are going into spirituality, sexuality, and back to health. So it's a quite huge spectrum, but we are really assessing very carefully how, things work and how good they work and what works specifically, and then assess those items and those points or these areas within a particular area of your life that need really careful, assessment and healing and transformation. And often it's a little tweak. It's just a little tiny correction that can help to make something really work for you. Walking 30 minutes a day, or eating something more and drinking something less, or going to be firm in your boundaries towards particular people in your life, or making healthy decisions around, quality time, being more meditative and being more spiritual, and having actually a spiritual path in the first place, really nurturing your faith, your belief, your relationship with the greater something beyond yourself, which ultimately will have an effect of how you relate to people and to human beings, as friends, as partners, as business partners, and as the environment and the network and the social community around you. So I think the 3 things really a man above 55 into his 60s need to look at is the moderation, the modification, and the manifestation. And the manifestation is the biggest and the hugest part. And I just tell you about one particular client I worked since several years with, who had, on the search for a life partner, the opportunity to recreate a completely new life in a different country with a waterfront property that now is transformed into a meaningful place where people meet and have wonderful experiences with others and with their families, with friends, with lovers, with new partners, honeymoon experiences and adventurous experiences, experiencing nature and the environment that supports everything that makes inner change and strengthening of the relationship absolutely happen. And I love seeing, men who are on a mission and dedicate their life and be committed to their own growth, while maybe a new relationship is in the making on an invisible level, because the woman is already alive, the man is already alive. And, even if we are in our 50s or early 60s or into our 60s and hope and pray to have another relationship coming soon, this person is alive. And we need to understand that the parallel preparation is happening at any time, in any instant. We being really, really sincere about meeting that one person that can be a wonderful, fulfilling partner, making these purposeful projects and goals, turn them into reality. I thank you for listening. And if you are a male above 55, call out, book a discovery call with me. I love to go through the process with you and assessing where you are at. And maybe we find out that having a coaching relationship with me will actually help you to give you everything you want to create for yourself, and that one wonderful person that is about to come into your life. And if you are in a relationship already, or married even, still married, which is wonderful, then I'm here for helping you and your partner to co-create this process and this manifestation together. So once again, moderate, modify, and manifest. So that are the 3 steps we're talking about. I thank you with all my heart, and I'm looking forward to meeting you very soon. All the best.